This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2022 Sandpiper fifth wheel, model 3440BH. Okay, I know it's dirty. It hasn't been washed yet, but we're gonna do the walkthrough right now, and as we continue to work on it and clean it up. Now, this is not a floor plan video. This is not a sales video. It's just a how-to video. So just let me show you some of the features and how they work. Okay. First of all, obviously you have a grill back here that swings out. That has to be plugged in, or the hose has to be plugged in. So there's the quick connect for the LP system right there. So that's where you would connect that. You have a refrigerator here, just an AC refrigerator. Okay. This entry door leads to the half bath right here. Okay. Okay. Now, keep in mind, this is the vent for the range hood. Now, if you're going to use that, there's a baffle inside this vent here. You have to pull on it, stick your finger up there in those finger holes there, and pull it loose so it flaps freely. So anytime you're venting to the outside, you want to make sure that baffle is flapping freely. Otherwise, you can keep it shut. Okay. Outside speakers. This is a quick spray port, and we got power right here. You have propane. Let me see what we got here. You got two here. Let me walk over to the other side and see what we have over there. Yeah, so you have two 30-pound tanks. Okay. So this is the basement. The thing to know about this is there's a TV hook up here. If you got signal out in power, if you wanted to put a TV here. And this red key is the kill switch for the battery. So if you want to kill the battery, you can just shut that off. Okay. Now this trailer has 4 camera pre-wired spots, I believe. Or, yeah, 4 of them. One over the door here. See if we can see this without the sun getting our eye. You got this one. You got one in the back of the trailer. Then you have one on each side. So this is sold as a kit. These are just dummies here. But if you were to purchase the kit, the cameras will attach here, and there's one on the other side just like this, one over the door and one in the back. And you would have like a screen split 4 ways in your tow vehicle, just so you know that that's an option. Power awning with LED strip, of course. Let's move this way. So this is your water dock here. You have a filter that comes with it. This is the housing, obviously there's no filter in there, but if you want to add a filter, it comes with a wrench and everything. You can add just a carbon block water filter, and that's up to you. Most people don't drink the water anymore, so they don't use them as much, but it's an option if you want to do it. If you do it, it only lasts a season, so when you winterize in the fall, you'll throw it out, and then after you de-winterize in the spring, you'd put a new one in. Okay, black and gray. Now the black tank has a flush right here, so after you dump the black tank, you leave the valve open like it is, and then you can hook the hose at the dump station right onto here and flush out the tank, cleaning out the sensors, that sort of thing. And then you notice here, that's obviously another sprayer hookup. You have the second black tank flush here because you have 2 black tanks, two toilets. And then you look at these drawings here, these schematics. It shows you the different positions to put these levers in to perform different functions. I mean, city water is the center one here. It's it's set up for city water right now, but you can fill the tank here. You can pump from the water tank here, winterize here, and sanitize. So there's a lot of different features you have. All you have to do is just put those valves into the position shown on the drawing there. And these are just cable through, satellite, that sort of thing. Alright, so this has a power leveling system. So this one, let me look to see how many points we have here. Give me 1 second, please. So this is a 4-point system, looks like, yes. Let me walk back here. Yeah, so this is a 4-point leveling system, and the controller, you can control it inside, but this controller right here is a common way to do it here. You just turn it on and push auto level, right? Now when you retract it, you don't want to do retract all, because if you do that, it'll nosedive the trailer. You just want to go to, here, let me go down this way, auto hitch height, right? So you push enter and it'll go into hitch height. So after you're done camping, let's do it this way. When you pulled into the campground, you leveled the trailer. You unhitched in the trailer and then pushed auto level, right? Well, auto hitch will put it in the same position it was before you auto leveled. So you should be able to just slide right underneath it and hook up. So basically the two functions you're going to use the most are auto level and then auto hitch height. And there are other functions you can do them independently of each other, that sort of thing. But like I said, those two functions are the most common. Now up here is your solar controller. Let me get this wire out of the way a little bit here. Your solar controller right here. Right now it's telling us that the battery has 14.1 volts in it, which is excellent. You have a wet battery. As you push the top button, right now we're gaining 6.6 amps from the sun. So the solar panels are converting the sunlight into 6.6 amps and storing it in the battery. And then you have 23.1 amp hours, and then back to 14.1 volts. So basically it's going to let you know what you're gaining from the sun. That's the most common feature. So that will, like I said, that would be stored in the battery. Okay? Alrighty. So let's move on a little bit. Water heater. Switches are inside the trailer. This trailer right now is winterized, so the water heater is empty and bypassed. So keep that in mind. This is your 30-foot, 50-amp power cord, because you have two air conditioners, so you have to have a 30-amp, or I'm sorry, I said 30, a 50-amp power cord, so that you have two air conditioners, so you have to have a 50-amp system. Like there's the other camera mount that I told you about. Now you have a ladder here, which is a great thing because you need to inspect the roof according to the manufacturer every 90 days. So make sure you do that. Make sure there's no cracking or separation or no damage from road debris, nothing like that, okay? That's every 90 days per the manufacturer. Okay, so let's go inside. Okay, so here's your control panel inside. So you have your slide rooms here, you have your awning here, these are lights, your water pump right there. The water pump will pump, if you're not going to a campground that has plumbing on the campsite, you can pre-fill. You know, if you put those levers in the water dock there, if you put the levers in the position of fill tank, it'll fill your fresh water tank. Then you can use this pump to pump the water out of the tank if you're going someplace that doesn't have plumbing on the campsite. So you can always do that. Your water heater here. Your holding tanks have heating pads so they can extend your season. And then you have, of course, all the different levels. Okay, battery charge. Graduates up in 1/3 increments, of course. And then you can select between your black tank 1, which is the one in the bathroom, and then 2 is the one in the half bath back there. So you select it, number 2 exact, and then you would check the black tank again, which is right here, still empty. So that's what that's for, just so you can switch between 1 and 2 of the black and 1 and 2 of the gray. All right, that's just fan speed there. You have 2 thermostats in here because you have 2 zones. This one is for this zone, obviously, and you're just going to push it to light it up, then you scroll through. It goes from heat to fan, which is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. Then it will go to air conditioning. Now if it gives you an option for the fan itself, always try to run that on auto. That's the best way to run it. Okay, so you can drop this table down onto the cleats and turn this into a bed. This one here is a hide-a-bed. You pull the back cushions off, grab it down here, fold it out, and drop the legs, and you got yourself a bed. Okay. Sound-wise, your this unit here, you can play discs, CDs, and DVDs. Right, it has 3 speaker zones, A, B, C. A is in this area, B is the living room, or excuse me, the bedroom, and C is outside the trailer. It also has Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly from your phone or tablet. It has a USB, so you can stream from that. You can put all your favorite albums onto one stick and take them with you. So it does a lot, and of course the TV works like any other TV, except it's on a pull-out bracket. I'm thinking, let me see if I got my flashlight here. Hold on, please. No, I guess it's a fixed bracket, so yeah. So anyway, to get it off, you have to pull it up and out to get it off. There are straps to keep it from bouncing off of the bracket. Also, you have a fireplace. You can set the fan speed low and high. You can change the color of the crystals and change the appearance of the flame. So it's a good space heater, and the good thing about it is that you have a limited supply of LPs. So this runs off of 110 AC. So on those days or mornings or nights that you don't quite need the furnace going, you can just use this to heat it, and you save on your LP, which is always a good thing. Down here, this is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector right here. It should always be green. If it's not, get it serviced. Refrigerator is right here. It's self-explanatory, I guess. You can keep the refrigerator shut during travel by screwing this into here. So you should always use this when you're traveling, so the doors don't fly open and damage something. Now, I showed you the vent on the outside. I told you about the baffle. Well, this is the vent in here, low and high, and then of course there's a light underneath it also. Other than that, it works like any other microwave. I don't know if he's got the gas on. I'll have to just walk you through it here. If it's not on, I'll just tell you what's supposed to happen. Okay, let's try it here. Oh, it is running. So there you go. It's pretty simple. 3 burners, 3 knobs. You spark by turning this clockwise, and then this is of course the oven knob. The oven is a little different in the sense that it has a pilot light all the way to the back on the bottom there. Let me see if I can spark it so you can see it. There you go. Okay. So what you do, you go to the oven knob, you go to the picture of the flame, then you depress it, keep it depressed, then you start sparking with your other hand till it lights down here. Once it lights, you hold it in for another 10 seconds or so to heat up the thermocouple. Then you go to operating temperature. When you shut it off, the pilot light goes out, so you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Alright. We'll also go over this with you when you pick up too, so it's not... This is just a supplemental type video. You have your... here, let me do it this way. I got it down on the knee here. This is your power converter. So this converts AC to DC power. So on this side you have AC power. Regular circuit breakers like you'd see at home, and they're all labeled. Alright. Then here, which I guess I can pull it off, you've got your DC side. So the AC is converted to the DC power here, and you have regular 12-volt fuses, and they're labeled here. Okay. Also, this is a battery tender, so as long as you're plugged in, it's going to send 12 volts up to your battery, and basically it'll sense how much energy your battery needs, and if it needs 10 amps, it'll send that. If you need to maintain it with just a couple amps, it'll trickle a couple up there, whatever it needs. So it's a battery tender in that sense. Of course, when you're pulling this, your tow vehicle's alternator will be charging the battery, so keep that in mind. I'm sure you already know all that. Okay, let's go towards the back then. You have a loft, right? And of course a bedroom here, and if you move around here, you got that half bath that we looked at. Works like any other sink here. The RV toilet's like any other RV toilet in that. The black tank is directly below, so basically you can't use it dry. So when you pull in the campground, you're going to dump 1 dose of chemical in the bowl. After you turn on your power and your water, of course, you'll put 1 dose of chemical in there, and then you'll stand on it long enough to put about a gallon or so of water in the black tank below. Some people use more, it's up to you, but you have to have, each toilet and black tank has to have chemical and water in it before you use it. Otherwise the smell will be terrible, and it also can get clogged up. So make sure you do that. If you don't do it, it's one of those things you'll only do once anyway, or not do once. So keep that in mind if you don't know that. Let's move back towards the main bathroom here. Very nice trailer. It's light and airy looking, which I really like. It makes it seem bigger. Okay. So your shower and your sink work like any other sink and shower. You have a remote for your fan here. Always run the fan with the shower to pull the humidity out. And you have the exact same model of toilet. Just remember what I said, you have to have chemical and water in it before you start using it. If you're going to stay at the campground another week, but you have to dump your black tank, let's say, after you dump your black tank, you come in here and repeat the procedure. 1 dose of chemical and a gallon or so of water. Okay. And your master bedroom here, you have a slide out. That's a wardrobe slide out, of course, with lots of space. Big drawers in a wardrobe. Okay, and you also have storage underneath the bed, of course. A second air conditioner, and this is the exact same type of thermostat that I showed you before. Keep in mind, this green is the signal booster for the digital antenna. So you always want those on, because if not, you won't get a good signal. Okay? And you have the usual stuff, plugs, and then a USB charging ports everywhere. Okay? I think, let me look around. You have, also make sure you keep a battery in your smoke detector. A good battery in it. Okay, so these have remote controls. The TV, the stereo, and the fireplace all have their own remote controls. Like I said, he's still in the process of cleaning this and prepping it, so they're not set out yet, but that comes with it. So, first of all, let me thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. And second of all, remember what I said about inspecting the roof, and make sure the sealant's good and there's no damage done by low branches or road debris flying up there or anything like that. It's just, odds are you want it to do anything, but it's good to have it inspected regularly because you want to get ahead of anything. And so that's why inspection is really important. Also, I stated earlier that this was winterized, but I noticed when I flushed the toilet, water came out. So he's not done with this, and tomorrow you can tell us whether you want it winterized or not. I didn't look at the paperwork or anything, and he's still working on it, like I said. So right now it looks like there's water in the system, but we'll give it to you winterized or unwinterized, whichever way you want, okay? Okay, thank you.